What's good, YouTube? This is your boy Retro Quin, and today we got our hands on the 2025 Air Jordan 5 Grapes. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all see them things in hand, man. Looking crispier than ever. Whew. And it reminds me of the first time when I got them back in 2013, in which that wasn't the original release. I don't remember the original release, but 2013 was the last time that I remember these releasing, aside from the Bel Airs that released in, I think, 2018. But you know, we'll talk about those as well. But I'm gonna put those off to the side. Let y'all take a look at the box real quick. Y'all know it ain't nothing crazy about the box, so we just gonna go through it real quick. Got your regular Air Jordan 5 box, Jumpman on the top. Nothing else crazy about it. Regular paper and stuff on the inside. Got the shoe, or I guess you could say these shoe trees, the paper shoe trees that come with it. Cardboard, black paper. That's all to the box, man. Like I told y'all, we ain't wasting time on the box because there ain't nothing special about it. But we finna go ahead and get into the details of the sneaker. The official name of the sneaker is the Air Jordan 5 Retro OG. The colorway and style number is HQ7978100, and the official colorway is white, new emerald, grape, and ice. And I got these in a size 11.5, which is my size, and they're coming in at a hefty price point of $210. And like I told y'all, I feel like that 210, that's gonna be like the new norm for the retros, at least for right now. I have been hearing people talk about the tariffs and stuff like that, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't really think the tariffs have, you know, much to do with it, other than maybe some like additional taxes and stuff. But I feel like 210 is just gonna be that new norm, really, the new norm. So that's gonna do it for the box and everything. I will let y'all take another look at the sneakers, you know, overall and stuff, and I'll put one off to the side, let y'all get a better view of it and stuff. But these things looking crispy, man, and I'm just so happy to have them back in my collection again after all these years. But we'll go ahead and just go straight to the bottom of the sneaker, go ahead and get right to it, talk about the details and stuff like that. But we do have the regular Air Jordan 5 bottom. You can see your Nike branding right there, and then, you know, right here towards the toe area of the sneaker, you do have that emerald Jumpman, or, you know, grapish emerald, whatever the color is. And then leading just straight up into the upper, you can see the shark fins, shark teeth. People call them different names, but we got that purple and that green just kind of, you know, offsetting all the way around the sneaker, all the way around the bottom on the midsole and everything. And then we do have the clear bubble right here that you can see towards the back of the sneaker. You should be able to see straight through it. Now, y'all do know after you wear these over the course of time, this will begin to either get foggy or it'll turn yellow. Some people gripe about it, but I don't really have a big deal with that. A lot of times, by the time that happens, a new pair already coming out anyway. But that's it for the upper of the sneaker. But going further up on the sneaker, we do have just that all over white leather. And in my opinion, I do feel like the leather is a lot better on these as opposed to the ones back in 2013 that dropped. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think around that time, I want to say it was like Grape 5s. I think the black metallic 5s had re-released around that time. I could be wrong. We had like fire reds, you know, a couple of other, like it was a good amount of 5s. I don't know that it was 2013, but at least around, you know, like the early 2010s and, you know, 15 around that time. But a lot of the 5s back then, they were real, and which really all of the Jordans, honestly, but they was real like on the bigger side, bulkier side, heavier side, and the leather wasn't as good on them. But to me, I could definitely like tell that the leather is a lot more plush on these, and they just feel better overall in hand and on feet. So I'm glad that Jordan Brand did, finally get that fixed. In which they've been doing pretty good over the last few years in general, but just overall quality, in my opinion, has been better than previous pairs and like in past years and stuff. But right here on the back of the sneaker, we do have that branded Nike Air that we all love, man. And like we do know, on the 2013 pair, they did have the regular Jumpman, so it does feel good to get that Nike Air, something that sticks out, stands out a lot more, just giving us back to that OG feel. And as far as like, just the netting on the side, we have regular white netting, nothing crazy about that. And same thing with the air bubble on the back of the sneaker. Over the course of time, we know that this is going to start yellowing as well, but like I said, no big deal. It ain't nothing to cry about. It's just, I mean, they sneakers, so that's what happens with sneakers. And I don't know if y'all y'all can see it on camera right here, but a lot of people been talking a lot lately about the Widow's Peak on the shoe. And in my opinion, to me, it just really goes back to what I was saying in some of my other videos. Like, who really, like, when you got your sneakers on and you walking, moving around and stuff, who really just looking that closer to be like, oh dang, he got a Widow's Peak on his shoe? Like, it ain't, to me, that ain't really like just no deal breaker on whether or not you purchase the shoe. But I did hear Tony D mention it actually, and I'm sure a few other people have mentioned it as well. But you could actually get some toenail clippers, or just something real sharp, and you could literally just clip this Widow's Peak off, and you can keep on with your life like ain't nothing happened, man. So if it's that big of a deal, just go ahead and remove it. But I know for a fact I won't be touching my Widow's Peak. It ain't really much of a deal breaker. But that's pretty much it for the overall upper of the sneaker. And then we do have our regular laces. Do got our regular lace lock, and then right here on the tongue we do have that Grape tongue with the emerald jump, man. And I don't remember what the 2013 pair felt like, but when I put these on, as I got ready to pull my tongue, it did feel like the tongue was a lot more plush, and to me it did feel better, like on my ankle area as well when I was doing my own feet. So that's a good touch there that they done with that. And then I'm gonna see if I can, yeah, the insole actually comes out pretty easy on this one. But we do have that emerald insole, and then we have the purple or the Grape Nike Air as well. And like I told y'all too, if you don't want this to go away, like when you're wearing it, just get you some clear tape, cover it up, keep it moving, call it a day. But that's really it for the just the overall sneaker and stuff. And one of the the big stories behind the Grape 5s, and which a lot of people may not know, or they may have forgotten about it, but this particular shoe right here, Jordan did wear it, but the thing with it is he didn't wear it during a NBA game or anything. He actually had a Wheaties commercial that he was shooting, and if I could find that box or the commercial or something like that, I'll have it going on the screen right now while I'm talking about it. But he actually wore these when he was doing his video shoot for the Wheaties commercial. So that's one of the things that kind of make the Grape 5 so iconic, even though Jordan didn't play in it, because we have a lot of those colorways like these. I think what's the other ones, like cool gray 9s, and it's a couple of other non OG colorways that are still very classic in the sneaker game and stuff, like sneaker community and everything. But that's kind of the story behind these. He did wear these for a Wheaties commercial. And the other thing that I did like about these, in which I liked them on the I spoke about it on the Metallic 5 review that I done also, but just the overall shape of the sneaker, like when I took it out the box, took a quick look at it, put it on feet and stuff, it really felt good, and it looked a lot better, because now they're starting to go closer to the OG styles from when they first released, and they're making a lot of these shoes a lot more slim, a lot more sleek. So even just looking right here in the on the toe box area, like I was telling y'all earlier, with the 5s, even the 3s, I'm trying to think of some more. I think the 11s, those are just a couple that I can kind of think of right off the top of my head. But this toe box area on the older styles, there was a lot more a lot wider, and just I don't even know how to explain it, but like looking at this pair compared to one like from 2013 or something, it's just like these just look way better. And like I said, they feel better because they have a lot more of a sleeker design to it, so they don't look as bulky on your feet and stuff. And that's something that I really really like, that they've been doing over the past few years. Just kind of going back to that, like closer to that OG style, trimming the sneakers down. What I got, fours, fives, 11s. I'm trying to think what else. That's I think that's all I could just think of right off the, like just right off the top of my head, as far as like just the classic design that they're going back to. But I do, like I said, I do love how they, how they done with these sneakers. And I wish I would have still had my 2013 pair so that I could have gave y'all more of a comparison. But I actually got rid of those because I want to say back in, because I know like when they released like around that 2013 time, I was keeping all of my receipts inside of my boxes at the time. And I'll never forget, like right here on the side, the ink off of the receipt paper actually bled onto the bottom of the sneaker. So like really all in this area right here was just a big black mark. And then I remember I wore them to work one day, and right here on my toe box area, I actually hit like a metal fixture in the store, and it put a small cut. Like the cut wasn't super noticeable, but it was one of those things where I knew it was there, and it was just kind of irritating me back then, because that's like around that time, that's when I didn't even want a raindrop to get on my shoe or nothing like that. So I was real particular about, like, not having my sneakers messed up and stuff. And if they did get messed up, I didn't even want nothing else to do with them. Like it'll be times, I get a small stain on them. I'll sell those and just buy another DS pair just so I can keep a fresh pair. But that's one thing that's pretty cool, and that's literally the reason why I don't have my 2013 pair now, because of that. But overall though, this is a great sneaker, and I just love how Jordan Brand crafted this one right here for 2025. And at the time of me recording this video, I haven't checked, but I know when it originally released, I was just kind of browsing the internet and stuff, and I was seeing that a couple of sites were still having sizes here and there. And I was hearing of other sneaker YouTubers and stuff in the community. They were saying that it was pairs sitting in stores and stuff. So I don't know if these are still sitting. I know like around this time of the year when a lot of sneakers are kind of dropping and stuff, like I told y'all in like previous videos and stuff, it's easy for something like a Grape 5 to kind of sit or at least linger around for a while. They might hit outlets, but I wouldn't necessarily bank on it. But I know we had white cement fours that dropped, powder blue ones dropped, and which I feel like those kind of sat a little too, lingered around some. But I know a lot of people, they kind of gearing up for the shattered backboard ones that's dropping, and we just had the Ferrari 14s that dropped. So I'm pretty sure, like, with the Ferrari 14s dropping and the Grape 5s dropping, I'm like, it's one of those things where if you had to choose, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna go for those Ferraris. And if you got the Ferraris, you're not really worried about the Grape 5s right now. So that's kind of like, the area where something like a Grape 5 just kind of get looked over in a sense. And I would go on a small rant, but I'm gonna just let it ride. But I would have had a Ferrari 14 video for y'all, but I was informed that it was lost in transit. So y'all know how that go when they use that term, lost. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But that's gonna do it for the review. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Y'all definitely let me know down below in the comment section if you got a chance to get your hands on the Grape 5s, or let me know if you decided to just pass on it because maybe you got the Ferrari 14s, or you just missed the release on it, or just let me know if you plan on getting something else down the line that kind of warranted you just kind of passing on the Grape 5s altogether. But that's gonna do it for the video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Stay positive and stay smiling. And without further ado, this is your boy Retro Quin. I'm out.